okay? And they're going to use their tools to obtain what it is they want to see, which is complete control. And one of the greatest tools the devil has is his tongue, okay? And with his tongue, by manipulation and the moving on you people's emotions and whatnot, and just by simply lying to you, they get legislations and things like that. Okay, they've already in fact lied that they made up the numbers back when there was a so-called the test, right? They made up numbers. So a lot of you all panicking, sending your stuff in, getting results, and it came back positive, and you panicking, and you feel perfectly fine. They made the shit up. They admitted, yeah, we made it up. We did all this. Why are they telling you this now? Because a lot of you idiots went ahead and already got the jab. It's too late now. And we told you that's what they're gonna do. They by the fear, they move you into taking their poison, and then in the end they admit, yeah, it was a lot of stuff, right? And it's gonna keep going. You got that all.
This is article Gateway Pundit. The FDA approves new intravenous monkeypox drug treatment from Pfizer linked SIGA technology. Pfizer is apparently at it again, conveniently hitting another grand slam with another perfect time drug release for the latest viral outbreak sweeping the West.
Yeah.
Monkeypox.
Right, so it's not a coincidence. Perfectly timed, perfect. Okay. Oh, there's an outbreak. Guess what? We just finished making so-called, you know what? More. All this is, man, is a setup for more lockdowns. As, like I said, as all this is happening right now, the OHW is meeting. I forgot where they're meeting at. To talk about global health affairs and how they want complete control over every country's authority dealing with health. And they're going to talk about jabs now. They're going to use the pandemic, all that. And all this is so-called happening now out of coincidence, right? It's just more fuel for them to say, hey, you see, this is why we need that power, we need that authority. At the same time, they're talking about the global reset, the great reset, right? Everybody being under one rule and how they got to act fast because of carbon emissions and all this stuff needing to be in the country. All this is the devil is making 4 steps forward, taking 4 steps forward to the police lockdown, complete control. This is what he wants, okay? But in order for him to have that control, he has to deceive the people in the world to believe that there is a threat, to believe that they are a threat, and that they need to be protected from this yourselves, and that you need to be taken from your personal freedom and your rights for your own well-being. All this is just more ushering to the chip, to them trying to establish complete domination on the planet Earth.
After hitting it out the park with their experimental mRNA COVID vaccine, typically what would be considered a once-in-a-lifetime development, that's cashing the company out to a tune of $1,000 per second. It seems like a long stretch that Pfizer would be involved in the cure for the new outbreak, but hey, they apparently pulled it off.
This is no coincidence. These are all things set up and staged. Like I said, nobody's really tripping off that because apparently when you get over after so many weeks anyway. But what they're trying to do, what they're trying to do is use it, like I said, as more narrative or more talks. Like I said, you see, more stuff can just come up. More diseases can just keep coming out. So everybody needs to be on board. Whenever we say get the shot or jump, you need to just take it. And they're going to start putting it in legislation. Jobs are going to start enforcing it. Whatever the case is, they're going to say, listen, we're going to make it mandatory now that even though that ain't happening in your country or your state, it's happening over here. Everybody needs to take this universal blank to be safe. Otherwise, more lockdowns, all that. This is everything they come with.
Psalms 12. Want to start at verse 1?
Yes.
This is Psalms 12, chapter 1. Verse 1, help Yahweh, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail, from among the children of men. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips and a tongue that speaketh proud things.
Right, because they come with a double heart. What does that mean? I mean, they saying one thing, which gives off the impression that this is their intention, but in their mind they're thinking something else. In fact, they're thinking the opposite. They're not planning on how to overthrow you or how to take over. It's a double heart. The scriptures often talk about them being a backbiter. You hate the backbiter, right? You hate them snakes, them devils. Well, that's the people who running the shots. And guess whose name is involved in all that? The snake gates, put it that way. Because just recently, they went around and started taking videos down, anything regarding him. They took my video down, 2 of my videos down this week regarding him. I said, what the heck? And then I remember, I said, that's right, because he said that he's going to start having them take down anything controversy related to him, right? And the videos I've done was done some time ago, and it had nothing to do with medical, nothing. But they took it down anyway, and they said, we ain't going to strike you, we're just going to take it down. That's the devil, because I believe, and I said this before, I believe that's anti-social epiphanies and reincarnation. The spirit going to ultimately reveal, okay, that's what I believe, that motherfucker sick devil, because I've done research on it. So now they're taking down any videos or silencing any speeches regarding him, letting you know that they're paving the way for something big, and they don't want people to be alerted or warned. So now they're treating him like he's a goddamn Amalekite. He probably is a damn devil, you see?
I was going to say, because, hey, scriptures refer to him as a serpent, man. He's always been that serpent since the Garden of Eden. Keep going. Verse 4. Who has said with our tongue, will we prevail? Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? Who has said with our tongue, we will prevail? Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us?
Right. They say so with our tongue we will prevail, because once the devil realizes his strength is the tongue, which comes with deception, deceit, right? Using manipulation of your emotions, playing with your emotions, right? Making up lies, all these things to put fear in you. They do this with their tongue. And because they have control over the media and over the different popular news outlets, and all the main popular streams like Facebook, social media, Twitter, Instagram, all that's ran by one person, okay? And they all meet. So you see, the steps that they're going towards is complete control. And they take down numerous posts and videos of people who bring out the truth or say anything contrary. Like a brother shared a video today titled Natural Remedy for Monkeypox. And it showed the video of honey and tea and all this other stuff. I said, watch, that video ain't gonna be up too much longer, because you just put out there a natural remedy to something that they want to stick around. They don't want you to believe it. What they want you to do is go to the damn pharmacy. Okay? If there's anything that can work, it's going off what they say. And what they say is you need to get to your church. Understand? That natural remedy, none of this stuff works. So anything related to really the scriptures is slowly being phased out, right? While this devil constantly comes down. See? And they say, look, we're gonna do this with our tongue. Who's gonna stop it? We control the media. Okay. They call it false flags, right? Or what's this called? Dog wagging events or something like that. Wagging tail events or something. The Bible talks about all the time. Wag the dog. Wag the dog. Basically a distraction. Something that conveniently happens right when all legislation is about to be pushed, whether it's going to take your guns away or your rights, whatever the case is, you know how to jump out. But the point is, he used manipulation of his tongue in order to achieve those things, while secretly, behind the scenes, they're taking down all videos and posts of people who are speaking the truth. Right? This is what he does.
Man, they are like these third-party websites that bring out the truth. These small hats, they are buying those websites and stuff like that to silence the truth.
right? Right now, TikTok is one of the only ones where you can really bring the truth out. And they coming after TikTok. They gonna watch when they start bringing this whole shit down again, which is what they plan on doing. Just read between the lines, man. Just look at what they're doing. Okay? If they start to bring in more lockdowns and all that other stuff, they're gonna go after TikTok because they know people gonna bring out the truth. But that's not gonna stop them anyway from doing what they want to do. Okay, which is just to see.
This is book of Proverbs chapter 6, in verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
Yeah, all of these things are found in Esau and Edom. Okay, what was some of them again?
A proud look,
Esau,
lying tongue,
Esau,
hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and run into mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
That's Esau 100%. And he does all those jobs very well. He is the perfect devil.
That's right.
The perfect devil. Okay? Hold that. Chapter. No, I'll tell you. Hold that. Put that up. No talking.
Yeah, doing it from the Gateway Pundit. Here we go again. CDC recommends COVID-19 testing in all domestic flights, including vaccinated travelers.
Right, so what they're doing is what? Pushing more legislation for more control. Okay. You got the Apocrypha, right?
Yes.
On your phone. It's been so long since we read it. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. About travel. So now they're recommending basically a negative blanket before you go flying. What does that just mean, right? First of all, when all this happened, to fly foreign or out of the country, a passport, anything regarding a passport, then you had to take those steps. Now pretty soon it's gonna be, you need that just to travel domestically. Right? Then it don't matter if you juiced up or not. See, again, people been play like a fool, bro. All you ones who felt special because they made you feel special about getting juiced up, you still being treated as if you're not. I was running like that.
So 2nd Ezra what?
15 and 16. This is long since we read.
Got it. All right. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their action shall not stand in their power. A man shall desire to go in a city, and shall not abide, not be able, Shalakia. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Right. What I wanted is, a men shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. So we know that as martial law.
15, yeah, 17.
And what's happening is, like I said, they want to control, because Esau wants to be God over everything. All travel is God. He's God over the sky and the waters and on the earth, on the ground. To travel, they're gonna make it harder for you to travel. First of all, to travel now, they already changed it. You gotta have a real ID, which just simply means, in order to get that, you have to go to your DMV. You gotta show the same things you normally show, but extra, right? Maybe like a passport or something. They changed the rules to get your passport. And they say in order to get a passport, you gotta be blank. So now they making it harder for you just to be able to simply travel, right? Because they can control you. It's all about piece by piece, right? First, think how it is now, I'm not on the planes. Haven't been on the plane in a long time. I think you can, depending on the thing, you can go probably mask free unless you show your card or something. But now, y'all gotta wear them, and they recommended now that that everybody gotta come with a negative just to get on the flight. It doesn't matter if you jabbed or not. So it's just showing you that you're being treated as if you're not used to, even though you are. That's what happens when you trust the devil. And yeah, they said, you shall desire to go in the city and thou shalt be able. The point I want to make is, the next alternative would be, oh, well then F that, we're gonna ride everywhere, we're gonna drive everywhere, right? What's hard about Esau setting up them damn checkpoints to make sure, that's coming next, that's gonna come next. They say you shall desire to go into a city and should not be able. That's martial law. It's martial law. Heck, just to drive up to damn Columbia or Joplin or Kansas City, there's gonna be checkpoints. You never know. See? And you might say, well, wait a minute, I would have never thought that this would happen on American soil. And we're here to tell you that according to prophecy that it is going to happen.
Right.
Because for you to travel domestically, and you still got to produce the same documents just to travel foreign, that shows you that you're losing your freedom. Because in order to travel foreign, international, you got to get extra heightened security because you're a risk. We don't know you. Right? Now it's going to be the same just to travel domestically, and you're supposed to be a so-called citizen. Right like that.
Government means to control your mind anyway.
This is Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time.
Right, he said, woe unto you. It's really
destruction.
Woe unto you. Destruction unto you who refuse to hearken or listen. Because we tell you what this man's coming to do. We told you that he has no intentions of letting you go, man. This summer is going to be a prime summer for him to try to, everybody wants to get out and have fun. He's going to do his best to try to restrain you. Oh, we need another lockdown. We need people to be distanced. All that. They're trying to push, which I think is not going to be successful. Because the scripture says the house divided cannot stand. A lot of people are already fighting in the first goddamn place. But he going to want to come with it anyway. Because all this is for them to usher in the mark. But in order to bring in the mark, they just can't bring it in. They gotta scare you and ease it on you. They gotta create the problem and offer the solution. Right? And this mark is gonna be the saving grace for all people in the world, because now the dollar is collapsed. And you need a substitute. And now you need to keep your records. And now you need this. And guess what? We got the answers right here in this chapter. They're trying to time it right. This is all prophecy. That's all it is. And it's for complete control over you. Oh, and the food and the goods and all that. We got non-stop people making videos about how there's famines and how there's a shortage of food and all that. All that's done by design. Like the whole baby formula thing. It's been found out that shit just been hoarded. It just hasn't been shipping and moving intentionally.
Remember last year how you had that ex-Marine woman who was doing the videos on how they was blocking all the ports down from Washington all the way to Vermont and Maine, not letting the ships come in, the cargo freight containers come in. So they've been purposely, like you said, making the stores run dry. They not letting anything come in. Because remember, America is mostly an import country. You know, so they have to get their stuff from everybody else. They've been locking those ports down so that you can't get your food and groceries like usual. It's all clean.
That's what the devil's doing. And then they said, oh, it's so-called shortage of baby formula. Last year and the year before, that Snake Gates funded or backed these companies to make GMO milk. Coincidence? I think not. You see, that's why I think that's a special devil right there, because he got his hand in everything, but the spirit is real ultimate. But none of this is by coincidence. So when they say there's a shortage of something that's of necessity, it's planned. It's intentional because that's how they put the squeeze on you. Put the squeeze on it to make you comply with whatever solution that they offer. Okay? And that solution is always going to be something deadly compromising. They're trying to make GMO breastfeed. So that means eventually they're going to outlaw you doing things the natural way, which they already trying to do any damn thing.
There was already talks about breastfeed, a few years ago.
They want to be guys on the planet Earth.
Control over every single thing you do.
Everything.
Every aspect of life.
So pretty soon they're gonna start talking about some. Oh, guess what? GMO breast milk as a solution. And guess what? We just had a shortage. So go ahead and buy this shit. It's intentional, man. This is what the devil does.
Anything that code fuck with babies' minds and stuff.
Exactly. And especially Israelite patients.
That's what they are. That's what they targeted when they put those things on.
They're gonna give it to you voluntarily, and you black women will buy it because you guys are panicking, and you tend to forget that you got breasts, okay? And if you can't do it, you can literally hire somebody to do it.
Right. It ain't just for getting Jerry
I think this people is very stupid. They over here panicking, all these women panicking. What am I gonna do? Have breasts.
Right. The Lord commanded you women to breastfeed your children.
How do you think we survived this entire time?
without some like
And infamy. Like, what the fuck? You people are stupid. But that just shows you a lot of you women are super duper lazy. You're lazy.
A lot of them, they poor diet makes them not even be able to produce milk. So they thinking that this is a saving grace, but it's really gonna be to your child's detriment.
And they see it as oppression because they say it's exhausting, which I agree, it could be exhausting, but that's why you'll actually be at home, okay, getting your rest to ensure that you can provide necessities for your child. And it's only for like 2 years.
Yeah, and sometimes they be like, so I don't want to get weak. You're in 8 months or something like that.
Women are just lazy. You're done. It's so stupid that you will let something like that put you up in fear when you have the solution. It's so fucking stupid.
Second Ezra chapter 8 through 10. And the reason it says, when the body is fastened down in the mother's womb, and thou givest it the members thy creatures, it is preserved in fire and water, and 9 months doeth thy workmanship, nor thy creature which is related in her, but that which keepeth and is kept shall both be preserved, and when the time cometh, the womb preserve the memory of the days that grew in it, for thou hast commanded out of the parts of the body that it is to say, out of the breast milk to be given, which is the fruit of the breast.
There it is. That's the fruit of the breast. So it serves a purpose. 1 is for man, and 2 is to provide suckling for the child.
That's right.
Go show me a cat or a dog, any creature that come out and they like, damn, I ain't got no infant bill. You know what I'm saying? They don't do it. What do? They go right to the mother, and the mother knows what you got to do. But when it comes to our women, for some reason, they don't believe that they have a job to do. You understand? It's so goddamn lazy, and it's been found out that that's actually the best thing for a child.
Yeah,
breast milk. Best thing.
Once you breastfeeding your child, man, your child can sick less. You know, it's less likely to be sick throughout his life, man. You know, my brother, he was breastfeeding. He was 3, and he never get sick. Never get sick. I don't never remember him ever getting sick.
Also, like say if the baby get a rash, the mother will put breast milk on the rash and it help with that.
Yeah.
I got a precept. Proverbs 5, verse 19. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love.
Let's talk about wisdom. You're supposed to make wisdom your wife. You're supposed to make her your mother, your sister, all that. Okay? And that's why it said to let the breast satisfy thee, meaning everything that's wisdom, fruits of wisdom, stick with it. also it shows you that, of course, parts of a woman's body was made for a man. You know, they have pleasure. So there you go. So it's just funny to see the outcry of all these women when that happens. I'm like, you know, you can do it yourself, right? Or you can pay somebody to do it. I don't have children, but that's the route I would want to take. You know?
Quick little something. I just looked up why baby formula is bad for the child. It says many formulas contain corn syrup, hydrogen oils, and genetically modified GMO ingredients which have potentially harmful side effects like reproductive disorder, immune system deficiencies, and organ damage.
So they after you the moment you come out the womb. With the jabs and what you put in your body. This is what they're trying to get at you. So now they're trying to make GMO breath. You know damn well that they're gonna be good for you, but pretty soon it's gonna be on the show. And they're gonna say, oh, look at that, a solution if there was ever another shutdown. And who knows how far they're gonna push that. They may go as far as saying any newborns that come out of the hospital, you must show proof that because the FDA approved this is the best. So you must prove that this is what you're gonna be feeding. They probably gonna outlaw things natural right? They already don't like it when you do homework. That's why they want you to have birth certificates so they can keep everything on record. Alright, so what you give your child, they coming after you now. We're looking at the end of existence if it not be for divine intervention.
I just want to say, it's crazy how this devil, Bill Gates, come out with his own baby formula in the midst of all this confusion. Yeah.
And he's already been working on it.
Right.
When that happened, I actually had to my brother. I was like, oh, that devil said that a few years ago. I was like, wait. I just moved it up, go right up.
And I'm over looking at articles basically saying why you shouldn't breastfeed. The child saying, well, the mother has a disease, she can pass the disease to the child. Well, maybe if you take care of your damn body, it wouldn't happen, man.
That's right. And like I said, you could hire a nurse or someone else to do that. You got women that from other countries that live in here that would actually, you can pay them for those services.
You call them midwives?
Yeah. You got like surrogates and stuff like that. You know, people just lazy. Women just lazy.
It's because of this place, man. It's made them that way. Everything they so used to just being able to being in that microwave society. You know, they put in much work doing nothing on it. And now it's coming time where you don't have to go back to that. Or starve.
God, that dumbass saying, they be saying, my body, my choice, man. Yeah. Dumbass saying.
My body, my choice. Shit. Genesis 3, verse 16. You know, it said your desire should be unto your husband. It should rule over you. You know?
The daughters of my people from
Made for a man.
Yeah, because everything, we understand Esau has everything backwards. When they walk around here with leggings, that's a common, that's all they do. When they walk around with leggings and showing everything, and they get surprised at you because you're looking at them, then they want to say, oh, there's something wrong with you, or you a pervert, or anything like that. Everything you have is designed to attract the male. Right. So when you show it like that, what type of response do you expect? You understand? But Esau is just the devil. He normalized it, right? So you got to actually teach common sense back to our women. Why can't I walk around naked? Okay, sit down, idiot. Let me explain to you. Natural biology. Okay. Now you can walk around like that, but don't get surprised if you get hit on to somebody even so much as grab you or touch you.
But when it comes to a man, you got women out here saying, well, you a man, don't show that you have money. Women are going to use you for it. They're going to take advantage of it. They want to, you know.
And also, they also like to say, well, men need to know how to control themselves. No, you need to know how to put some damn clothes on. Control yourself. That man is burning, man. It's like, God damn, what you think he's going to do?
Exactly.
Like, damn. I got the limitations for him. Start at verse 2. It says, start at verse 1. It says, how has the gold become dim? How has the most fine gold changed?
They're talking about us. The gold has become dim. Why? Because our people have decided to basically put the foreskin back on. They uncircumcise themselves. So say you made yourself uncircumcised. How do you do that? You put the foreskins back on, aka you become a heathen spiritually, mentally. You turn away from your true holiness, your truth, okay, to your law. That's how the gold becomes dim, because it's got all these materials on it. What they call it dross, which is undesirable impurities that has to get burnt off through the fire. So, keep going.
And it says, the stones of the sanctuary are powered out into the top of every street. The precious Zion, the precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, hard they esteem as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter.
Right, because you got different elements, different types of stones that exist. You know, you got ones that's valuable and precious, and then you got the common. Okay, the ones that's precious is supposed to be that which is hard to find, hard to obtain, hard to grab. That's what makes it give it their value. You know, us as Israelite man, that's what we're talking about. Because we're supposed to be endowed with this truth and walk in righteousness and be compassionate. But then our people turn into basically a bunch of damn demons and wolves and wicked. And when a brother used to help him or have compassion on his neighbor, now he's thinking about to overthrow his neighbor, slay his neighbor. For the little that he have, take his wife. Everybody's a bloodshedder, everybody's a backstabber. So you see our reputation fail. That's why not only Jeremiah, but the other prophets also had compared how the fall of our people, both men and women, and how we was at such a height, precious state, so now we're basically the common poor. You know what I'm saying, on the streets. That's literally what Lamentations is about. The laments of Jeremiah. He's speaking figuratively and metaphorically on how the state we was in, how we fallen. And the Lord talks about it too. You understand how far we've fallen from the Lord.
Compared our women to ostriches.
We are truly from a nation from kings. But if you tell our people today, they only think that the highest they're supposed to get is slavery. The highest they're supposed to get is basically a house slave job. When you're under the rule of your oppressor, and he still has authority over you, no. You should seek liberation. Like fuck the job. Like, yeah, we work because we have to provide for ourselves. It's just in us to do it. That's why a lot of times you may be doing work, you may be feeling good. You just really feel good the fact that you provide for yourself and you're doing that which is your nature. Okay? Because men have a role to play. Okay, not like this. And but really we're supposed to have our own. Set up to where you basically be self-sufficient by the age of 15 or 18. Because by the age of 12, if you're out there working, guess what? According to the law, you can go work for your uncle or whatever to about 7 years. And during that 7 years, you done built up so much, you're good to go on. Unless you want to stay. Understand? Look at Jacob. When he went to work for his uncle. Guess what? He was doing so well that he was jealous of him. So changed his wages 10 times. Right? Hey. But they was supposed to, so then guess what? They had that talk. He said, we're going to do our own thing. So our people, you get self-sufficient quick. And he had 2 wives with 12 children, with housemaids. So it wasn't enough to overwork him. He was good. Look, you tell you about Abraham. Abraham had hellish. Him and his substance was so much that him and Lot and them, they had to separate lest there be contention because the wealth was just coming in. But in this society, the most our people think of is just working a 9 to 5, 50K a year. Oh, I'm doing good. You're not. Yeah. Well, even if you're making 100K, you think you're doing another 9. Okay, because unless you're still working for it, you might. Still under the risk. I'm not knocking you, you know what I'm saying, but I'm having to let you show you that your level of thinking is supposed to be graduated. We're supposed to have land. We're supposed to have states with our own names on it. We're supposed to have our own country back. These are the legislate and govern how we do things. We don't got that now. We're limited now. It's like what they call a glass ceiling. Right? And it's a punishment. It's a punishment. We got to suck it up. But certain things, the way we carry ourselves, we should have kept that, but we left off. Like talking about the women now. Oh my God, their wickedness have exceeded the wickedness of the heathen. They're actually fighting for abortion. And if you was to explain to them, you do realize that was created literally to kill you. It was created to kill you. And you'll just throw it out the window because you took the was deceived by the serpent, and you believe that the idea of being a whore, that's all it is. We're gonna fight to be a whore
Without responsibility.
no responsibility, no accountability, without the consequences. You want to sleep around different men, different days of the week, and when the consequences come, like AIDS or a disease or a child, you want to have that option to escape that. That's why they got Plan B. The apple, all those things. You can actually buy those in the store and be on the shelf. And what is it supposed to do? Eliminate any possibility of growth in the whole, right? Instead of you taking responsibility. And our women fight for that. Right?
Verse 3, the reason it says, even the sea monsters dry out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my peoples become cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the sucking child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for the thirst. The young child asks bread, and no man breaketh it unto them.
That's right. So basically, our women have abandoned their jobs as really mothers. Nurturers. First of all, you're supposed to be breastfeeding, okay? And you're supposed to raise up your child the right way. And you're supposed to fight to keep the family together for the best interest of the child. Now you use your child as a weapon against your mate.
Right. To make money.
Use it to make money.
Story where a woman, she had a dead child for over a year, and she was still getting child support and stuff, and got caught up with her and stuff. But it just shows you the scriptures tell us that hey, the daughters of my people become cruel, man. And the scriptures, it tells you that, you know, if a woman leave a man or whatever, she leave with nothing, man. We're in this wicked place. The so-called white man give her children, give her access to your money, you know, and make her an oppressor over you. And I just look at the word nurse. The word nurse means the modern form of the English word is from late 14th century by 16th century. Also, female servant who has care of a child or children. Technically, a dry nurse as one who protects or that which nurtures, trains, or cherishes from the early 15th century, meaning person, usually a woman, who takes care of sick or infirm person. So kind.
Right. That's what you're supposed to do. But now our women have killed their own children. Hey man, them geese. Hey man, them geese are defenseless. But if you come near their eggs, they will use all their power to fly at you, man, in any way. So they literally put their necks on the line for theirs. But our women fight to kill their own children. That's a damn shame. Once I understood that, I was like, that's a damn shame. You got creatures out here completely defenseless. But our women won't even go to bat for their own children.
Birds. Yeah, peck the shit out your ass. Yeah, peck your eyes out, man. Yeah.
They suck it.
Like the animals that people be seeing as harmless, like deers, elk, moose, they will fuck your ass up if you get too close to their baby.
They don't play around.
But here go our people, and they throw their baby out the window and shit.
Down the garbage disposal, take them to the fire department and all that.
Put them through the off-road, through the fire for the whole thing. These are things they've done. And it's a damn shame. You understand?
don't look at that like that's something to be esteemed about, man. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I want such a woman that work multicolored her anyway. Be the main culprits and shit, man.
I think they never left this way. What's the last one? And then go ahead and go to because, hey, just like we got to learn how to be men again, you women got to learn how to be women again. You know, to me it's kind of fun because you always learning and adapting and changing. Truth be told, I should have been hearing about this. This should have been drilled in my ear at age 9. But it didn't work out that way. And me, you know, I'm still a man of little experience, so I still learn as I grow. I'm thankful for it, you know. But it's like we got a job, women got a job too. You got to put your feminine, you got to put back on your feminine.
That's toxic shit.
And
they want to talk about toxic masculinity, no, but they ain't calling that toxic feminine shit.
Masculinity is the reason that you can dwell currently in this world.
Yeah, like, I notice why a man needs to be in the picture because when it's a bunch of women just involved and they don't feel protected, you know, they are right. They are right. And the scriptures say, take down a strong household, take down the mighty, the strong. In order to get to the family, you gotta take down the strong. That's exactly what you see as a result of that welfare system. They traded protection for liberty and a little piece of a man's bag. Hey, my body, my choice.
And they use you women as a tool to destroy your own household. You don't even see it because you don't realize the mistake you made until it's too late. You think, oh, I can raise this child myself. I got my mom, I got my auntie, and I got him on child support. I can raise the child until the child starts acting up. Until you need to put some discipline down. Until you need somebody to really show him because you can see he's on the path of destruction. Then you call baby daddy, he like, I told your stupid ass, okay, that this was going. You see this because I'm not here, right? But then it's too late because now the child has already learned bad behavior. He didn't have that discipline there. He probably hates his father now because you taught him to. And now your son is out there doing drugs, getting tattoos, more likely to get into some trouble because he didn't have that father figure there in the streets raising him. And then when he gets shot, oh my baby.
Right. Where was the daddy?
That's low-key child abuse right there, man.
You know, by the time Esau cashing in, like, hey, we got another one. We got another one. Let's just keep it going. If they want to have the chapter, if they don't want to get involved, make it to where their house is broken. They use you to do that. You're rich.
Oh, yeah. I'm an 8-year-old. It don't hurt me. It don't hurt me. Like, that's a man, just the way a man is designed, man, to exert authority. That base, you know, the stature, the essence of how he says what he says, man, to get things done, man. You know?
And you got Jakes out here scared of their damn wife and shit, man. Like, I still remember to this day that shit Kevin Hart said about his wife said his wife's gonna fuck him up for not whooping the child and shit. So it was either me or you, and I chose you. Man, look, man, the father being in the picture, man, is a beautiful thing because, you know, when the mother be like, I'm gonna tell you dad, that dread come upon you like, oh shit, we don't want dad to find out and shit. You know, that's why the man is important in the child's life.
This is an article about a BBC News.
Let that resonate. We women have a job to do as well. You do your job, we do our job. In my opinion, your job is simple. All you have to do is believe, be a wife, if you're married, and that's it. Okay? Just don't try to do a man's job. Don't try to come out on the highways teaching. Don't try to debate men with the scriptures. No, you are to be at home in silence, okay? And learn from your husband. Being to help me. That's simple. But you got it easy. You understand?
Yeah, and I always say, like, you women, y'all got it easy because you want to think about it. Men had to go to war. They had to see motherfuckers die in a fucked up way. They had to see their own brother get killed in front of them. And here it is, y'all want to do the same thing as a man. Y'all won't last a minute, man. You know?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say they finna
Quality.
They finna see.
You see a lot of women get equal left and right, so.
This article from BBC News, Pavi Rasanen Finnish MP in Bible hate speech trial. A former Finnish interior minister has gone on trial for hate speech against gay people following comments which she says were based on the Bible.
Right. And I did a lesson on this morning. Basically, 3 months ago, there's this woman in Finland. She is a member of this church, and this church was asked to support the Pride movement or something like that. And I think the church agreed. So she tweeted Bible scripture. She tweeted Romans 1, right? And because she did that, because of the tweet, she got put to trial. Right? The phrase they used was Bible on trial. Because that's all she did. And then they said, oh, you said that? Hate speech. They was gonna charge her with a fine, or she was gonna have to do some time because of one tweet. Right?
Prosecutors accused Pavi Rasanen of making derogatory comments on 3 occasions, including in the 2019 tweet showing verses from the Bible. Ms. Rasanen denies the charges and says she stands behind her words. The case is being seen as a test of whether personal religious beliefs can justify controversial language. Announcing the charges in April last year, Finland's state prosecutor said Ms. Rasanen has made comments likely to cause intolerance, contempt, and hatred towards homosexuals. The charges relate to comments she made on 3 separate occasions in an article published online and a radio interview in a 2019 tweet, which included a photograph of an extract from the Bible. In the tweet, she questioned why the Finnish Lutheran Church was officially supporting Finland's Pride Week. The attached photograph contained verses from the Bible which appear to describe homosexual acts as shameful. The court will have to decide whether citing the Bible can be considered a crime in some cases in Finland. According to prosecutors, an online article by Ms. Rasanen, which was published in 2004, described homosexuality as a psychosexual development disorder. The politician, who was Finland's interior minister from 2011 to 2015, arrived at court on Monday holding a Bible and said she was honored to be defending freedom of speech and religion.
But she said, because she made that quote, they went back further and said, oh, we found out in 2004 or 2009, one of those. She also made another thing explaining that to be homosexual, you must have a mental disorder or something like that. So they said, look, that's enough evidence to bring this woman to trial. So you see that what we're coming to, right? And we know what property that is.
If I may add, it was noted years ago, maybe 40 or 50 years ago, that homosexuality was a mental disorder, and they changed it. And they changed it to a preference, because at first it was classified as a mental disorder, mental illness. It's possession. But they changed it and overturned it to a preference now.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but hearing the words of the Lord.
That's right. So you already know what a famine is. A famine brings in a shortage or something that's scarce, right? Not of food or water. Those are essentials to survive. But he said a famine and a word, right? So we know now that everything that's happening, even now, like we're talking about the whole chip thing and this whole health thing, right? The truth must be oppressed in order for the lies to come through, or to make the lies to come through, or the wicked behavior to come through. Okay, and every step now that's moved forward to prophecy basically lines up with all the other prophecies. Right? When they push the chip, it's also bringing the famine too, because they know that they're going to have to do something about this Bible, especially when they bring in that chip. They want to have as little as resistance as possible. Okay. And they're gonna, by that time, they're probably gonna make it already illegal to quote Bible scripture, right? Or make you afraid to teach the truth or whatever, because they did the same thing when it came to the canon. Okay, you couldn't use Bible verses to justify natural remedies or believing in health, because now, guess what? If you go work somewhere and they say you got to get the jab, if they offer you an exemption, it's either gonna be medical or religious. It's got to be approved first. So you may say, well, here's my religious belief. They can deny that. They did that already in New York. I think in 2019, I think it was. They made it to where you couldn't, they wanted all their children to get them jabs. I forgot what disease it was. They wanted measles or something like that. But they bypassed, they said no more exemptions. You're going to have to get it. So the same way they did it before, they're going to do it again. But that's just proof that they'll tell you, oh, you got a freedom of beliefs or whatever, but it must be approved first. So if they deny you, then guess what? Now your belief has no meaning. You understand? So everything is pushing towards taking the truth away, for you to think one way, in the way that they say, okay, which is listen to the government, listen to CDC, listen to the OHW, listen to the government, eat the food, eat the GMOs, take that, and then above all, take the chip. Okay? Don't listen to the Bible, don't listen to the truth, don't listen to natural remedy resources, don't listen to these pathologists, all these people, don't listen to them. Okay? You have a yourself.
No.
Yeah, well, how you read
Verse 12. They shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it.
Right. So it's going to be, because you might think if you are of the ungodly, okay, or you don't care, you might think, I don't need the book anyway. As long as I got, because if you tell people there's going to be a famine, they may have their ears alerted, right? And if you say it's going to be a famine of hearing the word of the Lord, they probably not going to care, right? They're ungodly. So they say, oh man, I thought you was going to say food or water. So, the stuff that I need to survive. Come on, man, you talk about famine, word, okay, guess what? Scripture says that this truth is more precious than any rubies or valuables. Nothing can be compared to this truth.
That's right.
So right now, to the ungodly, this truth may be meaning worthless, right? Wait till all hell breaks loose.
Nah, I'm gonna say, remember the book of Eli, that movie, man. Those people that was ungodly, they ain't really care. But when shit hit the fan, who they was trying to find? The last Bible that was preserved, man. And guess what? It was written in Braille, being spiritual to, if you can't receive it or read or understand what it's really talking about, you're gonna be lost anyway.
But you see, in times like that, the truth is really salvation. Yeah. So all the people running around doing whatever they wanted, law, and he was in search of it, but he had evil intentions. He said, I can use this to become a king, basically a lord of everything. Right? But yeah, like, give me a Proverbs 1 about how the Lord's gonna mock us. Because right now you're thinking, I don't need that book. I don't need to hear this word. I'm good. As long as I can go to the store, as long as I can go to Whole Foods, as long as I can go to work, as long as I can cash this check, I don't need to hear nothing about the Bible. Right? The Lord said, time is going to come, you are going to be desperately looking for this truth. Desperately.
That's right.
Where every day, the only comfort you're going to have is hearing Bible verses. And the Lord is going to take that from you. Because the Most High will not be mocked. You understand?
I got a precept if you don't mind, right? This is Isaiah 33, verse 4 and 5, verse 5 and 6. The Lord is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He has filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Oh, keep going. Oh, well, the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is over everybody, right? So, when you got this wisdom and knowledge, it's going to keep you and sustain you, because the word says, these things are written for our learning. Yeah. So when the plagues and all these atrocities come upon you, if you know these scriptures, you're going to be all right,
And you're going to be level-headed while everybody else running around like a chicken with no head on.
People think that the scripture is just thou shalt not, thou shalt not. It's all type of jewels written throughout the scriptures to help you in times of being sick, how you can heal yourself, how you can deliver yourself out of certain situations, how to keep yourself out of dangerous situations, what to look for, what to watch for, how to handle wisdom, how to use wisdom. It's endless, man. So yeah, this is that rest, or that resting place where you can have that stability when hard times come. This book is
They got the good book.
number one selling book in the world for a reason. And if Esau, I was gonna say, if Esau want to come after it, then it must be good, some good. The scriptures say that good is set against evil and evil is set against good, man. This man don't just go after shit that's bad. He promotes the bad. He only demonizes things that are righteous, man.
When I hear about videos being taken down regarding any incident, it must have some truth in there. I need to find it. That's just how. If you hear about books being burnt or whatever, it's got to be some truth in there. I want to find it, because Esau isn't going to set up that which is right. He's going to try to conceal the truth as much as possible. No, you still got it.
What you want? Proverbs
1. Basically where it says, "You have done it by proof."
None of your reproof. Okay. Of course, it didn't come up.
It's one of those verses, maybe like verse 16 or 20.
16.
I think it's 1 and 20.
We'll try it.
I got another precept if you don't mind. This is Isaiah 44 and 3. Right? For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring. So, break it down. So, like, if you, the water represents this truth. So, if you got this truth, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua gonna take care of you. He's gonna take care of you and your children. If you bring them up in the word and they know these words, he's gonna take care of you. You don't have to want for nothing because you're gonna know this truth.
That's the true value.
Right. God, this is Proverbs 1 and 20. And it reads, "Wisdom crieth out, she utter her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Verse 24. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. That's where you saw it. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
So guess what? The Lord said, oh, you slapping my hand away? Basically like, I don't need to hear that Hebrew stuff, I'm good. As long as I'm traveling for these tours, as long as I got money, as long as I can go to work, I ain't worried about that. But I'll do this though, I'll keep it in the back of my mind. And what happens is when I feel like I done succeeded in doing everything I wanted to do in life, lived here for 10 years, lived here 5 years, when I'm at the end of my road, then I'll give my life to the Lord, right? Or, because believe it or not, these guys, you got people out here who honestly look at the Heavenly Father as some type of last resort safety net, you understand? Like, yeah, I heard about the Israelites, but I ain't got time for that right now. I'm only gonna go to that once I realize that I have no other option.
I gotta catch this bag first.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no. So these people think like I'll only turn to the Lord if my back is against the wall and I have no other option. And guess what? The Lord said, really, it's only a certain number of people that's going to, most high's going to make a way. He's going to say, he said, in their affliction they shall seek me early. But most of you, that's when the Most High going to close the door. Now you see that really there is no future. There is no going back to normal. This man really is the devil. And he's coming down with wrath. Draconian measures. The dystopian lifestyle. Oh, now I want to listen. So let's go on out here. These Israelites, y'all always knew I was a travel. Yeah, you said I was from, remember? You said, yeah. The Lord gonna say, nope, he gonna close the door on you. I don't know how he gonna do it, but he gonna make it to where, like martial law, we ain't gonna be able to come out here. And brothers gonna be fighting for being diligent. The Lord gonna make it known, like, no.
Probably still getting up on Sunday.
Yeah. Probably trying to upload videos and start taking it down. The Lord don't want to go out because that's what he says. And then we'll go back to
I got Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 26. We'll start at verse 25. It says, but thou, O son of man, behold, thou shalt put bands upon thee, and shalt bind them with thee, and thou shalt not go out among them. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house.
Right. So there were times in Ezekiel when the Lord didn't want them to get the knowledge. And that's how he's going to do it now. Like I said, you tell people now, famine, then they're going to be alerted, right? Because they're like, wait a minute. But if you say, there's an upcoming famine, I'm hearing this word, they're going to be oh, listen to it now. Why? When would it ever be important for me or a valuable asset for me? You're going to find out when all hell breaks loose and shit gets shut down. Then that's when y'all going to want to get your shit together and say, let's go find them people. And you ain't going to be able to find them, man. Right. Because every legislation they pass is pushing towards taking away the ability for us to teach this Bible.
Yeah. This is Daniel 12, starting at verse 1, and it reads, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Verse 2, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Yeah, so Con, what we're looking at here is really in verse 2, a comparison between those that awake to everlasting life, the elect, and then those who wake to shame and everlasting contempt. You 2/3. Okay.
That's it, man. The scriptures prophesy of a time like no other. It's basically the time that we see in the movies, right? Times where you would never expect to happen is going to happen. And there's basically complete lockdown from a dystopian tyranny. Okay, that's why the phrase called tyranny, which is basically oppression, is the same as slavery. Alright? Only one sect of people has basically freedom to do whatever they want, and everybody else has restrictions and curfews and limited supply of this, limited supply of that, complete control. Your ability to free roam on the earth, this earth is given to you, has been taken away and only been reserved for a few. All that you see in movies, all those hypothetical situations, that's what's coming down with Esau, man.
Familiar with that Mockingjay or Hunger Games? Yeah, that's exactly how they had it, sectioned up in districts, and you had to play these games to get food and get your freedom, basically. Right? Yeah.
She had to do all that just to basically fight for family land, get land. Otherwise, they were just basically outcasts, outskirts.
Police, how they carry themselves, all weird and stuff like that, and they want to push for a society like that where you got to kill one another. Just what's the survival of the fittest. That's what they pushing towards.
They was hella weird. Everybody had big ass teeth and conks on it. I was like, what the hell?
You're just there in enjoyment. That's Squid Games. That's all.
And they had those robots that was greeting people and talking to them. And this movie came out in like 2010 or 11 or something like that, 12 or something back then. But they had the robots pouring drinks and all that shit.
They had robotic wasps. They had like lethal poison and stuff that could knock you out and kill you and stuff.
It was showing us, man, this is gonna be ugly, man.
We created beasts. You ever watched the first Hunger Games? They had released them genetically modified dogs, and they was like real big and stuff, just hunting down people.
Oh yeah, God. Yeah, they had that in the Kingsman too.
This is really what they want. They want to establish a world where they can do those things. Little do they know, as the scripture says, right when they about to fill their belly, that's when reverse card comes into play. And we're going to be the ones on top. And just because you thought and had intentions of doing those things, we're going to do it to you.
Either counting the scriptures, how cruel them people was, how the Greeks was, how Chaldeans was to us, man. If you ain't following their ways, man, they'll put you to death in the most messed up way. Like when in the Maccabees, they cutting off people's limbs and throwing them into a thing of grease. That's cruel, man. Them draconian measures. And make an example out of you, man.
All right, precept. I hope I'm not too long-winded, but this is Revelation 13, chapter 11 through the 14th verse. And behold, another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and he causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he does his great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from the heaven on the earth in the sight of men. He deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had the power to do so in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that thou shalt make any image to the beast which has the wound by a sword and did live.
Right, so start from the verse you read from again.
And behold, another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon.
Who knows that? Who knows the beast and the 2 horns?
That's America. It's America.
What's the 2 horns?
the Roman
Democratic and the Republic.
Keep going.
Yeah, it said, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, the first beast which was Rome.
So how does what was the Rome basically? Democrats and Republicans, what do they call it?
Plebeians and patricians.
Plebeians and patricians.
The what?
Plebeians and patricians.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna get them mixed up, but the plebeians were the rich, right? And the patricians were the nobodies. Basically, it's the same thing now. Democrats are the one of them were rich. I can't remember exactly. And mind you, it says 2 horns. So it shows you that it's of the same beast. Because I will tell you that it's a waste of time to get into politics, because at the end of the day, it's controlled by the same person.
Right.
That's why at the end of the day, they whatever they want to decide to happen, it's gonna happen. I think Malcolm X called Negroes a political football or something like that. Whenever there's politics come around, they just play around with your emotions, right? Democrats, Republicans here, all that's to get you involved, to blame, yeah, it's the Democrats, oh, it's the Republicans, this. You just in the cycle, but at the same time, it's still the same beast.
Keep hoping for something that's
Yeah.
like if a pigeon get up right now and fly, it got a right wing and a left wing. Them wings gonna go wherever that pigeon goes. So it's pointless to sit up here and keep thinking that either one of these is gonna be so. They gonna be so for your best interest when they gonna go to the destination that they want anyway. They just playing you, like you said. They playing on your emotions.
They all share the same mind.
Yeah, 2 wings of the same bird.
That's right. It's just to keep you occupied and distracted, to have you believe that something to change. Right? Keep going.
Okay. Disgusting. Yeah, this is Amos 5 and 10.
And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein worship the first beast whose belly will. Okay, sorry. I forgot where I was at. Okay, he spake as a dragon. Yeah, right, I was right. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
When was it healed? What was the wound?
Was Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai wounded the first beast.
Not necessarily. What's the beast?
Huh?
What was the first beast?
The first beast was wrong.
And what was the deadly wound?
Start with the S. Septimius.
That's the name of the man that was involved with the downfall. But it was the downfall of Rome.
Rome downfall.
And Septimius, Severus, Mr. J, that's one of the popular names that comes up. He took part in their downfall. And when was the wound healed?
1400, the Renaissance period.
Renaissance. That's when they came back.
Yeah, that word Renaissance means rebirth.
Yeah, rebirth.
Okay, so and he does great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from the heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
What's an example of that?
Urasaki and Hiroshima dropped the first atomic bomb.
Nuclear bomb. Right. The splitting of the atom.
Splitting of the atom, hydrogen bomb, atomic bomb.
And knowledge. And what came forward. An instrument now that's worthy to wipe out every single living creature.
Right. All right, keep going, brother. All right, shalom.
And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do so in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which has the wound by a sword and did live.
Right. And that wound, and that image is just the Roman Empire and the way they govern. Like I said, you can just look up Roman Empire governments. You'll see it was broken up to like 4 bodies, and it all basically represented everything they pushing for now. The Great Reset. Read that, the Great Reset is the same thing. Man. But basically, everybody needs to be governed, and everybody needs to be ruled under one dictatorship. And you don't have freedom and none of that. That's everything they pushing for. Then they're gonna solidify with the mark, which is gonna explain.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Keep going.
Just finish. Yeah.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and the number is 666.
Right. So that's everything that watch. Pretty soon that's going to be outlawed. Anybody read Revelation or quote Revelation 13 and all that stuff on the internet, on social media, they going to make it either be taken down, flagged, reported, guaranteed, man. We see where they're coming from. We see where they go. We see what they're doing. You still got the Amos.
John, Amos 8 and 11.
You had it.
Yeah, I was going to follow up with this brother here.
Go ahead.
All right, this is Revelation 20 and 4, and it reads, "And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, plural, or their hands," just to take away that argument. Oh, if I get it in my butt cheek, or if I get it in my, you know what I mean? If I get it in my kneecap, then it doesn't count. No, you know, it's talking about both hands. Okay, I'll finish it out. "And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years.
Right.
So
So you're going to have this brother backsliding children. Well, technically, I had it right here. Right? So I ain't get it right here.
right.
So I'm good.
Jake loved to split hairs.
Jake still want to be rebellious with that, man. Like,
And you got to leave some other group talking about some. What if you get it? What if you take it out?
Right.
Thou shalt not tempt the Lord. I ain't about to risk that, man.
right.
You know, like Apostle said, what you gonna time it right? Well, I see the Lord coming to take you out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got it, boy. I ain't got it. See, what that just shows you, the fact that you even making mention of that, one, you're afraid, okay? Meaning you might take it because you don't want to be in a compromising position. You don't want to have to be concerned about providing, right? Or be in a situation of straits. Hell, we all gonna be in that situation.
What about my kids, man? And it's Esau. He could, so what you get it? He still could renege on the deal. He still could say fuck you right and not give you shit.
You still say, yeah, you still could be restricted and rational, all that stuff.
I got a precept just to piggyback on what he's saying, talking about they trying to get it in different parts of their body. So what if you get a different part of your body? Check this precept out, Revelation 16 and 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So it don't matter. You know, like the brother was saying, you take the mark and try to take it out, or get it put in different parts, you still gonna get a sore up on your body. You know, if you got the chip, you know what I mean?
And then the argument made, because they made the argument, what if they force it in you and they hold you down or whatever? Well, like we say, the scripture says, you know, it's a conscious decision, like the apostle said. You taking it as you accepting mentally and giving your body over to this devil. Lord forbid that happens. Right. But it's a conscious decision that you're going to make. Okay? Because that's really what they want anyway. They want you to accept it and take it. Okay? They want to know that they have not only your body, but your mind.
Like how this devil might do it, you know, he might take you in, have your rib in one room and have you in another room, and this devil will come to you be like, well, your wife says she's gonna take it and she just got it right now. And that's the way this devil gonna try to get you. Know the whole time she probably didn't take it, you know, then you take it and shit like that. Because the devil gonna try to play games with you, man.
Family them already got it. Right now, you got to sign on the line and take the chips.
I got a scripture for you. Blessed is those that are hungry and thirst after righteousness, they should be filled. And blessed is the Holy Spirit, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And blessed is those that mourn, and blessed is the clean heart, and the weight of sins down, to give the God's eternal life. The Bible, when no Lord gonna show up, ain't no darkness at night. It's light shine. The moon and the stars rule the night. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. When it rises in the east, it's daylight. When it sets in the west, it's darkness. He divided light from darkness. He called the light day the darkness. We call night. And the evening of the morning, what the first day. I'll tell you more later.
Right.
Let God bless the reader, hear, and doer. Have a blessed day. Sorry, verse
11, right?
Yeah.
God. Look at Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for the water, but of the hearing of the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. They that swear by the sin of Samaria and say, thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again.
So I say they're gonna go to search for the truth. People like, where they at? Right? Where they at? The Lord's just gonna have it to where you don't want them to hear it, whatever the case is. Whatever it is, if you don't want them to hear it, you don't want them to hear it. And you might feel bad, but you gotta understand, the Lord said, like, no, I gave them the chance. Like he had to tell Ezra. He said, while they had liberty, they didn't want to listen. So they took me as a joke. They had me as some kind of safety net, like last minute type deal. The time gonna come and they gonna desire to hear me. I'm gonna laugh at them because there's really mercy when the Lord said he got his hand sure out still. Then you basically slap it away. That's disrespect, right? And you basically say, no, I provide myself, my family. I provide the physical contact. I provide the things that we need to survive, not God. That's why I say, okay, that's basically biting the hand that feeds you. Because at the end of the day, the Lord still provides it to you. You're supposed to give all things to him. That's why when you come home and you feel good about providing food for your family and all that, you sit down and you give thanks to the Lord. Right? But you got some guys out there like, no, we had guys that came up to the king. I'm the one that do this. Ain't nobody else do this. I'm the one that do it. Like, oh, okay. Wait till the Lord take your job away from you. Then you know what you're going to say? Oh, the Lord loves me. Why did you do this to me? Now I'm supposed to do this and that. Well, you didn't give thanks to him in the first place. So the Lord know how to shut you things up real quick, man. Right? That's why he's going to get you good. There's going to be a time when you're going to see him. So right now you walk away from here. You walk away from us. Really, you walk away from the Lord. And you said, I ain't gonna ever have to come to y'all. The Most High gonna put a situation where you're gonna be desiring to hear this truth. And brothers ain't gonna be there for them. Because the Lord ain't gonna want them there. Right?
He's stretching out his arm to y'all. Y'all still don't want to listen.
That's the being of the out on the highways and byways. He's not going to purr to you and whisper in your ear, man. He can't behold iniquity, man. That's why he cleaned up men and set them up to tell you. You know, what he requires, what he respected. I mean, what he expected. You know, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. Because if it comes from him, it's just going to be death, man. Ask the ancient Israelites, man, that told Moses, no, you go deal with it, lest we die. You know?
And all you women that had Israelite husbands, if you chose to do them wrong, thinking they crazy, when shit hit the fan, you calling them up, and you going to get people blocks, right? Or you just going to get cursed out. Right? Because Malachi 7, 5 fellas. And you're going to be trying to beg to be back in that man's grace, and it's going to be up to him, or whatever he decides. Like I said, you might get hit with blocks from him.
Another precept for the brothers on mine. It says, Revelation 3, verse 10, said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep you from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right, so you're going to be protected. You're going to be protected, so we ain't worried about Esau forcing it in us and all that stuff. Because in the day, we still reject it. You know? And Esau really don't want people like that. He'd rather just take you out. You understand? Because what's stopping you from, I don't know, going and taking out or whatever? It's going to be most likely lose your life.
He wants a pledge of allegiance, man. You know, that he wants you to make him his, he wants you to make him your God, man. Ruler over you. Allegiance to him, man. You know, he know he going out. And they're saying misery love company, he trying to put a mark on you, opposite of how the Lord put a mark on his, man.
Trying to be like
the old saying, or the old picture where, you know, if I'm going down, you coming down with me. That's how this devil want to go up.
Definitely.
He want to have friends coming down with him.
He want to kill everybody. Literally, if there was no divine intervention, there would be no humanity anymore. He would have successfully destroyed everybody and every living thing, including himself. And he does not care. He doesn't care that he's polluting the water. He doesn't move in tears when he sees whales beaching themselves because they got plastic all in their system and dolphins killing themselves. No, that doesn't move him shit. If anything, he's like, we need to up to production. Okay, because we need to get our numbers up. He doesn't care. He's not moved with that. That's why he has to be stopped. And he doesn't care that people are dying. I just saw this clip. I might share it to the brothers. It just basically showing they saw that the decrease in fertility in men, like sperm counts or whatever, from like 50 years ago, it was like up 90%. Now it's like real low or something. And that's because of food, chemicals, all that stuff is actively killing us, producing the sperm, and all that stuff. He doesn't care that that's on the deep line.
You have to rejoice about that.
Like, oh, good.
Death.
And that's all he loves. That's what he thrives in, is death.
Decline,
And
destruction.
that further shows that we are opposite from one another, because we thrive in life. He thrives in death and darkness. Man,
I got another precept if you don't mind. It's Ezekiel 9, verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
He said black Israelites are Gentiles. That's an Edomite. And Esau knows.
man, what kind of hipster shit is that, man?
Well, it's Looney Tunes.
Hey, hold up. Hey. vocab alone on his brother.
Man,
Synonym. Alright.
Yes.
Stick with it.
You know, Jake. I thought Jake was a little over the top, but it's Jake. Yes, you said the word mark, and that word mark in the Hebrew is tawah, I believe, which means exempt from judgment. And Esau's coming with his own mark.
that mark is decision.
Right. And that's his way of saying, look, you exempt, I can take my money. Like I said, he wants you to bow. Understand? Like, he's going to put you in a situation where you don't have any choice but to take it. Right? He's going to eliminate all your options and ways of freedom. And say, look,